Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you my everyday drugstore makeup routine. Now, I'm barefaced right now, and the only thing I have on is moisturizer, which I'm not going to show on camera just because it's not drugstore price, but if you want to see a skincare routine, then let me know down in the description box, but otherwise, let's get started. So the first thing that I'm going to put on my face is primer, and I have the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. Now, I don't use this for pore erasing. I don't really have any pores, and I have super dry skin, so for me, I just want to have a blank canvas, so my foundation doesn't cling on to my dry patches and just has like a nice smooth surface. I'm just taking that on the back of my hand and just rubbing that all over my face. And this is actually one of my favorite primers from the drugstore just because it just gives my skin a nice canvas. Like I said, I don't know how it does with pore erasing, but it's cheap. It's like $6 and it works. So now I'm going to move on to foundation, which one of my favorites is the Rimmel Match Perfection. I have it in the shade 100 Ivory, and I love this foundation, but the only thing I hate about it is that it doesn't have a pump, which for the price that it is, which it's like $5 something, which for a drugstore foundation is super cheap, and I appreciate it, but come on, Rimmel, you can throw in a pump. So I'm just gonna dot that all over my face. And get it in my hair in the process. Okay, so now I'm going to take one of my foundation brushes, which I'm actually using. All my brushes are from Real Techniques, which is a super cheap makeup brush brand. They're actually created by Nick and Sam Chapman, who have their own YouTube channel. And I'm sorry, I didn't even tell you what brush this is. This is the buffing brush. And actually, I started getting into makeup my freshman year of college, and this is the exact same brush that I bought when I started getting into makeup, and I just love this line of brushes because they're cheap, they do their job, and they're just really fluffy and soft, and I love them. Because, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to pay $60 for a brush. That's just insane to me. So now I'm going to apply concealer, which I have the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser. And this is my favorite. Come on. This is my favorite concealer from the drugstore, and I actually, for a while, went away from this and started trying other concealers, and just nothing compares to this. It's so creamy, it's just fantastic, and I love it. It's so good. Gets rid of my dark circles, which, let's be honest, I don't really have that much, but hey, it's the thought that counts, that I can get rid of it. I just like it because it brightens up my under eyes, gives me coverage, but the other thing I like about it is that it's not cakey. It doesn't cake up on me. It's just an overall really good concealer that's highly raved about here on YouTube for a good reason. And I just buffed that into my skin again with the Real Techniques buffing brush. Love it. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is bronzer, which you don't have to do bronzer. Like, I don't wear it every day. But because I am so pale, I like using it. And I'm using the Physicians Formula talc-free mineral bronzer, which actually, out of everything that I have to show you today, is the most expensive. But they don't, and I'm putting it on with the E.L.F contour brush. This is like maybe $5, and I love E.L.F brushes. They're just amazing. But this bronzer is probably the most expensive thing that I'm going to show you today, but because it doesn't have talc in it, I'm okay with it being the most expensive thing. I'm okay with that, and I am going to pay the amount of money for it because it doesn't have talc in it, which, for those of you that don't know, earlier this year there was like a health scare and a issue with it, with women getting cancer from it, so that kind of just freaked me out, and I literally threw away all my powders, bronzers, and blushes that have talc in them, and I'm just like, no. So that is a really good drugstore option, and I love it also because it doesn't make me look like an Oompa Loompa because I am so pale. So now on to blush, and again, because I'm super paranoid about the whole talc thing, I can't really find any drugstore blushes in powder that don't have talc in them, and it's kind of ridiculous because it's literally in everything, and that scares me to death. So I was able to finally find a blush. It's by Sonia Kashuk. You can only find this at Target, unfortunately, but it's a cream blush. I love the packaging. It's super compact. It's magnetic, so it's really great to travel with, and it's a cream blush, so I'm using, again, Real Techniques. All my brushes are by Real Techniques, and it's the stippling brush, so I'm just going to take it, dot some of it on, and apply it. So because it's a cream blush, there's no talc in it, and it's really only about, and also it's really pigmented if you can't tell, and it's about like $9, but again, I'm willing to pay that much for a cream blush, because really, a lot of the drugstore brands don't have cream blushes, and I don't understand it, because they're some of my favorite formulas, but it's a really good one. It's only around $9 at Target, and I recommend that you pick it up because it's amazing. And I love how it just gives me like the slightest like flush if you really like blend it out. It's amazing. So then next I'm going to take the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. I know, and it's a baked highlighter, so there's no talc in it. Yay! You can buy this at Ulta in their like drugstore section, and I know that now some Targets are actually carrying Essence, which is really cool. So I'm just gonna take it on what is this? Oh, I don't know. The writing's rubbed off. I think it was like their contour brush, but actually I've just used it for highlighting. And I like this because it's like got a subtle amount of highlighting. Like you can still tell when you use it that you have highlighter on, but it's more of a subtle highlight, which some days I want a crazy highlight, and then other days not so much. So I think it looks really pretty. Of course you can't tell in this lighting, but I just like it. It's subtle. It's not crazy. And I really like it. So then, next I'm going to put on eyeshadow, which one of my favorites is the E.L.F. If you can read that, E.L.F. Smudge Pot in Brownie Points. I'm actually just going to take my finger and just put it on. And it's super pigmented. Like, I just like dabbed my finger in it, and that's how much you can get. I'm actually going to take my mirror and put it on. But I really like this stuff because it's cream and it's just really good. I like the color, and for the price, like, these are literally $3. Like, that's it. They're amazing. The only thing that I don't like about this is the hole in it. It's like, it's super, like, if you can tell, like, it's super tiny. So to like kind of get, I know, like, once I use this all the way down, I'm gonna have to use a brush because there's no way I'm gonna be able to get this out with my finger. But it's just super pigmented. Love it. Love it, I love it. And it's cream, which I also like because some days I just cannot be bothered with putting on a powdered. It's just not good. Okay. Yay, I just got it on my jeans. Okay, lovely. So I'm gonna take my Real Techniques, what is this, Deluxe Crease Brush, and I'm just gonna buff out the crease so there's not any of these harsh lines. We want it to be seamless. I'm just using like back and forth motions in my crease to blend everything out. See the difference between this eye and this eye? Yeah, I know this eye I got a little crazy, a little carried away with, but that's okay. You can fix it. And I like these two because once they're dry and they're set, they're not budging. Like, they're not gonna come off. They're not gonna fade until you go and take them off with makeup remover, which I really appreciate. And again, for $3, you can't beat it. It's amazing. Okay, so next I'm gonna do mascara, and I know I have a lot of Maybelline products, but Maybelline is one of my favorite brands from the drugstore, so why not showcase all my favorite products from them? This is the Rocket mascara, and this is my holy grail favorite mascara from the drugstore. It does have a plastic wand, but I actually prefer plastic wands to the real thing. Maybe it's just because that's what I started with when I got into makeup. I actually used to use a lot of CoverGirl mascaras, and then I discovered Maybelline, and there was no turning back. I was like, yeah, Maybelline is the king of mascara. It's amazing. I love like voluminous, thick lashes, and this just does it for me. And I already have really good eyelashes, so I don't have to curl them. I don't have to like work hard for them to stay curled throughout the day. Like, they just do. And I love like big voluminous lashes because I figure like if I'm going to put the effort in into putting mascara on, I want you to know that I have it on, you know? Okay, so I'm just gonna put some on my lower lash Lashes, I will say the only thing I don't like about this mascara is that it's really hard to get it on your lower lashes without smudging it everywhere. But you can always go in afterward with a Q-tip and clean it up. So I'm not too concerned with it. Okay. Good enough. And then finally, I'm going to put on my lip products, which actually they're both from NYX. NYX has some really amazing lip products. So first I'm going to take the NYX Butter lipstick. Looks like this. In the shade Pops, which actually now I think they changed the name to Root Beer. But I love this because it's kind of just like my everyday go-to lip color. It's really creamy. So it'll stay on a while, but because it's so creamy, you will have to reapply after a while, just because eating and stuff, it's not gonna stay on. And then on top of that, last step, is the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Tiramisu. And this, I'm not kidding you, it smells like cake batter. It's amazing. Like, if you've never smelled this, like, just go in and smell one of these, because these are amazing. Okay, just gives a little extra something. Makes your lips look a little bit more juicy. Okay, and there you have it. There's my drugstore makeup tutorial. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!